Spartans! Ready your breakfast and eat hearty. For tonight, we dine in hell!
How's it going, YouTube? Parasitic Generation back with you today to do a video to talk about steel-cased ammunition versus brass-cased ammunition. And I am going to be using a pistol today, and it is unloaded. Okay, I just got two kinds of rounds here. We got Tula, which is one of my favorite training ammunitions. I picked this up for about $7 a box, so I can afford to shoot it because I'm not a very wealthy guy, and I don't earn all that much to afford a crap load of premium ammunition. And then I got PMC Bronze, which is okay ammunition. I'm picking this up for about $12.99 a box, so quite a few. You know, for the price of that, I can get 100 rounds of this. Almost, pretty much. But people are scared of steel-cased ammunition for some reason. It's usually new shooters or somebody who's been told something by another person that it hurts your guns. I can verify right now that steel-cased ammunition, if your gun will run it reliably to go with the steel-cased ammunition, because it's cheaper and you can buy more ammunition and you can train more, which is actually more important. Training is very important for your firearm. Everything like that. Okay. Difference between steel case and brass case. Brass case, generally cleaner. Yeah, I get it. The reason for that being is that the brass expands more than the steel does. Okay? And you have a lot more of debris come back in your gun. It's not that bad, okay, if you clean your gun. I've put 1,000 rounds through a gun with just Tula, and it wasn't super dirty, but it was still a little bit dirtier than brass-cased ammunition. So I don't see what the big deal is about. Another thing is, they say that steel-cased ammunition messes up your extractor. Well, I'm not no, scientist or nothing, but I know that the metal of the extractor is a lot harder than this mild steel. This is one of the lowest steels that can contain an explosion to send a bullet down the barrel without exploding. And it's very soft. Okay, it is a little bit harder than brass, but it's soft, and it does not put any excessive wear on your extractor. And even if it did, an extractor for, say, your Glock is like, what, 15 bucks? So the savings you get right off the bat, it's a no-brainer. Now, am I saying don't shoot brass? Yeah, if you can afford to shoot if I can afford to shoot just brass-cased ammo, I would do it. But this is what I have been able to afford because it's $7 a box at my local Walmart. Also, this is zinc plated, but it also has a steel jacket. This has a copper and a lead, and this is actually, truth be told, is a little bit easier on your barrel. But they say that this wears out your barrel after so many rounds. It has to be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of rounds before you pretty much see any kind of issues. I've put about 1,500 rounds of Tula through this gun. It's still as accurate as the day I bought it. There's actually no extra wear on any of the parts. So I really don't understand where that comes from. But yes, if you're shooting tens of thousands of rounds, the steel-cased ammunition, at least the steel-jacketed ones, will wear out your barrel faster, but not by much. Okay, sometimes I get my words twisted. So if you are wanting to practice and train for cheap, there's nothing wrong with going with a steel-cased ammunition. Now, I like Tula ammunition because it's been reliable. occasionally I will get a hard primer and have to eject the round, and it will shoot again if I put it back in the magazine and back into the chamber. The downside to steel case, if it's unlacquered, okay, the downside is it will rust up on you if not properly storaged. Okay. Now, this right here I use for strictly training. I don't use it for shit hit the fan stockpiling. None of that. Now, if you want to do that with this, absolutely fine. Make sure you store it properly. But if this gets in any kind of moist weather or humid environment, it will rust up like a son of a bitch, and you will start having malfunctions because it gets real rough. Okay, really rough. Now, that's not a big issue with me because I shoot pretty much what I buy every week, pretty much immediately, so I don't leave these to rust up. Now, brass case doesn't do that, and aluminum more so. I've left a box of aluminum, federal aluminum, out in the weather for, accidentally, mind you, for about 6 months, and I actually found it, and the rounds were perfectly fine, no blemishes whatsoever, and I shot them all when I found them. So I was like, hey, free box of 50 I forgot I had. But steel case will rust up. Unless you're talking about Brown Bear or Monarch steel case, it has a lacquer which protects it a lot more. People have a misconception that the lacquer finish will come off in your barrel if it warms up. It'll come off in your barrel and you'll start having malfunctions. That lacquer, you will have to get off of that casing with a freaking blowtorch, okay? And even then, it maybe not. So your barrel will not heat up enough for that to be coming off into your barrel. There'll have to be another issue. But steel case and brass case, which is better? It's what you use it for. Would I prefer brass case in a shit hit the fan situation? Absolutely. Do I prefer brass case? Absolutely. But for the affordability and to be able to train, steel case will not hurt your gun to the point of it exploding and melting. If you just clean and take care of your gun, there will be no problems whatsoever. Especially if you have a Glock, you can buy aftermarket barrels and, you know, keep one barrel for just steel cased ammunition, and if that wears out, no big deal, you have other barrels. But steel cased ammunition is good to train with and whatever, and if you can afford it and or you want to stock up on it for shit hit the fan. That's not what I do. I do the aluminum case and the brass case, but they are both good ammunitions. I like Tula because it's $7 a box at my Walmart, so that's what I go with, and that is my take on the steel case versus brass cased ammunition. They're both good for training, especially this. And if your gun will run this reliably, you know it'll run pretty much anything. So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Let me know what you think in the comment section below on what you think, if I'm right or wrong, but this is just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Like my granddad used to say, violence is the last resort of the thinking man. Only a fool would refuse to face the facts when it becomes an option for life. Y'all stay armed and safe.